Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to DESTRO'S Desk. Today on the channel, we're going to take a look at that brand new G.I. Joe retro carded figure, the first one that I've received, and that is Recondo.
Where's Recondo?
Right where I should be, cutting a path to get us out of this jungle.
What's our position?
Well, if we head due north, we'll reach the Cobra base in 24 hours.
24 hours? Through that?
Just stay together and follow me. It'll be like a walk through the park.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to take a look at the first retro carded G.I. Joe 6-inch figure that has been released out of 3. The others are Duke and Scarlet, and I hope to have those very soon. But today we're going to look at the Jungle Man, Daniel LeClaire, otherwise known as Recondo. For the packaging, Hasbro has delivered with their promise that the card back is a solid stock card. It is very stiff and there's not a much bend to it. It is the exact same as the Marvel Legend card backs with the clear bubbles. It is definitely really good quality. So anybody wanting to keep these figures in the package, in the box, you will have no issues because you should not get any deliveries or see any of these carded figures with much damage because it is a solid card stock. So that was great to see. And as you can see on that packaging, we have got that awesome card art that goes back to the original 1984 Recondo figure in the A Real American Hero figure line. And in the plastic bubble, we have got Recondo himself. We have got a backpack, or in jungle terms, we can also call that a rucksack. We've got his machete, we've got a handgun, and we've got his rifle. And to top it all off, we've got his hat, that signature style hat that we are used to seeing on Recondo. And on the back of the cardstock, we have a file card, and we have got those 3 pictures of this current wave of the retro series figures. We got Recondo on the left, Scarlet in the middle, and Duke on the right. The only thing I would have liked to see maybe is if Hasbro had brought the file card down more like the original boxes, and up in the top half here, not just show these 3 retro carded figures that are upcoming, but show all of the ones Hasbro's put out so far and continue on with these, and then leave maybe some black boxes there for any of the other ones coming up this year. So, but overall, it is a great package, a great upgrade to the quality of the packaging, and I think everybody will be very happy when they receive their Recondo, or if you find them in stores, because they really stepped up the package quality. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get Recondo out of this packaging and see how he compares to the original 1984 action figure from the Real American Hero line. Alright, so first off, let's have a look at his backpack or rucksack. So this is molded in a very light greenish, almost gray plastic. On the top half, we have looks like a sleeping bag that is rolled up. It is painted in a brown paint. On the backpack, we have a canteen molded in. We've got various straps and buckles, but there are no other paint apps on there. On the side, we've got a pocket. On the other side, we've got that same pocket. So overall, fairly basic backpack for Recondo, but they did a pretty good job with the look of it, and it is great throwback to the original figure. And then we've got his signature hat. It is molded in that very light greenish gray color. There is a brown paint app on the strap that's going around the top of the hat there. This is the side that's flipped up is molded up like that. So overall, pretty good hat. It's exactly what we would expect for Recondo. It is very pliable and bendable, so much like an actual real hat. So that's good. And then we've got his weapons. So we've got a small handgun, again molded in that very light grayish green plastic. There are no paint apps on this gun. Now on the original figure, there was not a handgun like this with the figure. They were much too small. It was molded into the chest holster that comes on Recondo. And then we have his machete, and this is a very bendable plastic as we're used to seeing on the knives and weapons that come with these guys. Again, that same color in the mold, and we have a nice silver metallic paint app on the blade, so that looks pretty good. Just wish they get rid of that flex to these weapons. Hope they work on that next. And last but not least, we have his rifle, and this is a good throwback to the original rifle that came with Recondo. same weapon. Now, I'm not too happy that this is molded in that same color. I wish this would have been just a black gun, but they did add those wraps on there with a white paint app, so it kind of breaks it up a little bit. But overall, I just wish it was not this color. For this weapon, again, the thickness of the weapon, I guess, determines the flex, because it's flexible in the middle, and on the end it is extremely flexible. But it did come out of the packaging relatively straight. It will stay like that, so I'm happy with that. And there is a clip in there that does remove, but that comes in the gun in the packaging. So there's his rifle, a great throwback to the original. So they've done a really good job so far creating that 1984 look, so that's great to see. And now we will take a look at Recondo up close and see how he looks. So Recondo is a complete repaint from the Tiger Force figure that came with in the classified series. From head to toe, this is just a repaint. Everything is identical to the Tiger Force figure. Up top, so we have for his head sculpt, again, same head sculpt as before. Nothing has changed there. The head sculpt is still really well done. There's a great expression there kind of on his face. Lots of line work showing different contours of his face. We got some wrinkles there on his forehead. Mustache looks great. The paint app on there is really well done. There's nothing missing. Actually, if you want to really look close, the very edge of that tip of his mustache is missing a bit of paint, so it didn't get all the way up there. The eyes are on point. They're looking good. Eyebrows look good. So overall, a good head sculpt on Recondo. This time we have his throwback colors. So we've got this very light beige color for his button-down shirt and his pants. He does come with that same chest holster for his handgun. He also has a utility belt that is a separate piece that also is part of the bottom of his shirt. On there, we've got various utility pockets all the way around the belt, different styles, different shapes. The buckles on the front, there's no paint apps on there. We only have a paint app on a compass. They've got a compass hanging from the belt. Looks like it is in a gold paint, and in the center is in a silver, so that looks pretty good. He does have a wristwatch that we saw on the Tiger Force figure also, and that is molded in the brown plastic there with a silver paint app on the face of the watch. There's a little bit of texture into the arms and the hands. We can see some veins and a bit of the bones in there, some ligaments, all very well done in the sculpting of the arms, both sides. And then moving down to his pants, like I said, we've got that same beige color for the pants, but this time we do have a nice new camo print on there in a very light kind of olive drab military green color, and this is different from the Tiger Force print. On the leg we have his knife sheath, or his machete sheath, and on there's also some extra pockets. So this is a little bit of a different knife sheath that, well, it's quite different of a knife sheath that we've seen than other figures. This is one that's been molded just for Recondo, so that looks pretty good, molded in that brown plastic, same as the belt and the chest holster. And then we go down to the boots, and we've got some great looking black boots with these brown leather fronts on them that are buckled on, as you can see there. The brown is a paint app. They're molded in black. I wish there was maybe some little bit of silver on there on those buckles, but it is just in that flat black color. So that's about it for Recondo. For the look of the figure, he is a really good looking throwback to the original. The paint scheme that they used and the colors are well done to bring back that likeness of the 1984 figure, so I'm really happy to see that. If you don't have the Tiger Force figure, you're really going to love this one. It is a great figure. It's just, if you do have that Tiger Force, you're going to notice that it's basically just a repaint. So next up, let's take a look at the articulation. So for the head, we've got left and right movement. We can go 360 exorcist style. There is downward nodding movement, but for looking up and nodding, moving his head back, there is not much there, as the hair does come down in the back and does come in contact with the collar of his shirt there. So that's about as far as the head will go back. For the arms, they do extend all the way out. We've got the shoulder movement there. There is a little bit. We have the bicep twist, which is kind of covered up by the rolled up shirt sleeve, which looks pretty good there. Same on both sides. For the elbow joints, we have pinless elbow joints, and the movement is very good. It moves very freely, so there's no issues there for posing, and the same on both sides, so there's no problems there. That's good. Moving down, down, we do have an ab crunch, but the only thing I would have to say about this guy for the ab crunch, it is a bit loose. So as you can see, I'm barely moving the figure, and it does have a little bit of wobble to it. It does not sit in there tight, so that's a bit unfortunate. As far as the waist goes, the waist is solid. There's a little bit of a twist left and right. Actually, it moves fairly good compared to some of the other figures, but it is not loose. It's just the ab crunch area is loose. Drop down hips as usual, and we have the thigh twist, which moves freely. Same on both sides. And down to the knees, there is good movement on the pinless knee joints, so there's nothing stuck on that one, and the other one is very good as well. So really good joints on this guy, except for that ab crunch area. And we have a boot cut twist, and we've got the up and down movement and left and right movement for the feet and for the boot area, so that looks really good there. So overall, good articulation, the standard that we always see. The elbow joints, knee joints, all those move really freely, really well. I'm happy with that. Just don't like that wobble on the ab crunch, just a bit of unfortunate, but what can you do about that? So we'll put all his accessories and weapons on him, and let's see how Recondo looks. All right, let's throw a couple of these weapons in there. So we'll just slide that handgun into his chest holster. So that fits in there nice, no problems there. And we'll take that machete and slide that into there. So that slides in nice. And we'll get that rifle in his hand. See how that right on, no problem, fits in there good. And we'll get that backpack on him, or the rucksack. That's the first time I've heard that term for a backpack. I'm glad I caught that. And that slides in there well, so let's just hope it stays. That peg could be a little longer. That might need a little bit of sticky tack in there, because it really only goes in a couple millimeters. It's not a whole lot. So if you just have this figure up on a shelf, it should stay in there pretty good. Any movement, it is probably going to fall off, so that's unfortunate. I think it has a lot to do with this the harness that's on them. So they really should have had a longer peg molded onto that backpack. So hopefully that doesn't fall off too much. And for his hat, it doesn't really push on and stay on too secure. It just kind of sits on there. So if you're just going to display this figure in a pose, it should be fine. But yeah, if you're handling it at all, some of this stuff I don't think is going to stay on. But that's about it for Recondo. He looks really good. I think it looks really great compared to the 84 version. A really good update to the figure, to the 6-inch size. But there you go. And I'll throw up on the screen here the original figure from 1984. As you can see, the 6-inch figure looks really well done compared to the original. They have given us a really good retro look to Recondo. All the paint colors are relatively the same. The weapons are relatively the same. So they've done a really good job delivering a figure that is pretty much identical to the 3 3/4 inch. I never had this figure as a kid. Not sure why, but as I start collecting a lot of these classified and retro carded figures, it is wanting me to reacquire or acquire the 3 3/4 inch size figures, just so I have both. And guys, stick around to the end of the video where I will put Recondo in some poses. We'll compare him to that Tiger Force figure, and we'll see how he looks in action. That is the brand new retro carded Recondo from the new wave as part of the G.I. Joe classified series. And guys, as usual, please hit that sub button if you want to subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button if you like this video of Recondo, and please hit that bell so you know exactly when my next video is up and ready for you guys to check out. So until next time, guys, yo Joe.